Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for November 21st through the 27th. So I always tell you guys that I think you're magical, and today Spirit said the same thing. You have the Aegean Cross and the card of magic for your overall energy. The Aegean Cross is a portal, among other things, to the interdimensional travel. And the magic card says for you to intend, to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs and the symbols that will help you and guide you and direct you for the next steps to take. And that's how you create the magic. You are totally magical beings. I just love. Wow. Okay. Cards coming everywhere. Hold on. They're starting to fly out wherever they want to. So, yeah, look at this. Inspired. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. You know, I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. Okay. So, to dream, to intend, to look for the signs and the symbols. Your overall energy is just that. You've got this Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. The universe is offering you. You're leaning into it, right? And the dreaming, the resting. This is a time for meditation and to look for the opportunities, right? You are supposed to look for the signs and the symbols. There it is. It's at your back. Dream and intend, the Four of Swords, the resting, the meditation, and then to look for the signs and the symbols. It's right there. The universe is trying to bring you something, and in the very biggest way, they are offering you today, they are offering you such a major opportunity. So this week, we're going to shift gears really from the deep introspection of Scorpio season into the more optimistic energy of Sagittarius season. And you have here, walk away from that which does not light you up inside. So in the key to the situation, this Eight of Cups is saying, your soul is calling you. If it doesn't feed your soul, walk away. Spirit's got your back, the brown bear. If it doesn't suit you, you don't need to be there at all. Because here we have, walking into this week, this energy here of what you're seeking, we have the Chariot, which the horses are looking in two different directions, and we have the card of Uranus and Taurus, right? The big old tower. This is the releasing and letting go what doesn't work, and this is asking you to get in alignment with your actions, in alignment with your heart's desire. And the way to do that is to look around. Spirit is trying to show you. They're saying, we're trying to show you. Are you looking? Because we want you to know, because you want to know. And so here we have the Emperor. I mean, yeah, it's the Sky Father. But look, this looks so Aquarian. And seeing into the future. That's the key to the situation. This is the dreaming. This is the intending. This is the dreaming. This is the intending. That is the action to take to transform your situation. And then there's the need to observe, to see what needs to be done. And there's been a little bit of a struggle. This is in the area of the heart space, what's draining your energy. We have the heart of the sword, the Queen of Swords. What's draining your energy is somehow you are missing the messages. They're trying to come in to provide the clarity. Maybe you've been trying to think, because it's the swords. You've been trying to think your way to get the messages, but it's not through the thinking. It's going to be, because we have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups, it's going to be through what resonates in the heart space. What feels like joy, what feels like happiness. And a really great thing to do is to create a sign with intention. So if you really want you really want an answer, you create something, and you have the conversation with spirit. So I'm stumbling for the words here. So what they keep showing me, I'm going to just tell you what happened, what I did, and you can make it work however you want to. I was trying to make a major decision. I had to take a long road trip that day, so I knew I was going to be driving for about 140 miles. So I knew I had this long drive ahead of me. And so I was like, if I'm supposed to do this, then I will see a crown today, because I figured, Crown Royal on a billboard or a truck going by, or crowns are used often enough for different advertising things or whatever. So I thought it was reasonable expectation that I could see a crown. It was likely, but not like definitely, right? So there was a possibility. It was a good possibility. So that was what I set up. So I told Spirit, I want to see a crown today if this is the answer. So I went off on my trip and I drove around, and I was within 10 miles from home, and I thought, nope, guess that's a no. And then I look up and over on the side of the road, and this is October, okay? This is October, and I look over on the side of the road, and someone has already put out their Christmas nativity scene, and there is not just one king, there are 3 wearing crowns. They were huge. And I'm like, that's a big yes. And so when you ask for the symbol, it will be provided for you. I was walking along one day and I asked Spirit, I said, hey, so I really think that the red hawk, like the hawk, is my spirit guide. Is that correct? And so I was walking, I went to a store. When I left the store, I was walking back the same way. And when I got to the spot where I had asked that, and what I said is, I want to see a hawk feather. That's what I said. And when I got back to that spot, there was a hawk feather in the spot where I had asked. And so if you ask for the signs and the symbols, there's magic to be found. You're magical. You can call in the magic, but it helps to know what you're looking for. My family has this thing around dimes. We know that when we find dimes, it's our ancestors, our passed over loved ones that are communicating with us when you find them in a weird and random spot. Now, when you're getting your change back through the drive-thru, right? So there is a need for you to make a language, a symbolic language that you have with spirit to help you to see what works or what doesn't work. And for the yes and the no answers, a pendulum is another way to do that. So we have here the card of justice in the area of what has been the struggle. That is the balance. This justice card definitely looks like balance. So it feels like in your life there's a little bit of something that's out of balance, and I say that because the action to take is the two of pentacles. It's bringing things back into balance. So there's definitely this balancing act that's going on. So either you're spending too much time doing something and not enough doing another, and you'll have to decide what that is. Are you not meditating, and you could be spending some time journaling and connecting with spirit? That's probably a really good place to start. But maybe you have these goals and you're not, so say you want to be a doctor, but you're not, studying in science. There's something it's not in alignment, and only if your actions are in alignment with your desires. You have to take the steps that you can. You go as far as you can, and then you look for the sign, the symbol. They're showing me Hansel and Gretel with the breadcrumbs. You look for the next thing, and then you go in that direction and you follow it down until you reach your destination. And I really think that this week there is an opportunity for a lot of clarity to come through. The struggle is the place you're trying to get the information is in your head when the answer is in your heart. The place where you're trying to get the information is in your head, and the answer is actually in your heart. It is through communicating with spirit, identifying what you desire, what your dreams, what your goals really are, and then creating a language base, an alphabet of some sort with spirit, a symbol for things. I know that for me, when I was first waking up, I struggled with that, and so I have a lot of oracle decks, and in fact, today we're using some I haven't used in forever, but they really wanted to, and so I'm like, oh yeah, what does that one mean? But it gave me a language tool to communicate with spirit. You can create your own bag of language tools doing anything, signs, symbols, spiritual meaning of. If you see a bird and you're like, well, you don't know what kind of bird it is, but it was red. Okay, so spiritual meaning of red, spiritual meaning of bird, and then put it together and see what does it say to you. Because here in the area of resources, we have the Nine of Swords. So there's a lot of anxiety and stress around what am I supposed to do next? How am I going to handle this problem? How am I going to solve this problem? And Spirit is telling you, will show you, ask, and then pay attention. The solution is right there. For some reason, you're missing the sign. So key in, tune in, ask Spirit, go into meditation, sit down and write, journal, have a conversation when you're in the shower, have a conversation when you're driving or when you're walking and say, look, this is what I need to see to know the answer. Because they're inviting you into that special space this week where you will be shown a sign or a symbol, and the best way to make sure you recognize it is for you to establish the parameters around which that sign or symbol comes from. And so here in the heart space, we have this Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles invites you to focus on one thing with all of your energy. Because the outcoming card here is the Bee, but it's the universe. It's the World card. But it's sweet, it's rewarding, it pollinates, so you're going to have to do some work and carry things forward, but it completes a cycle to begin a new cycle. And that portal right there, that looks very much like this portal here of interdimensional travel. You are being invited into the magic of the conversation with Spirit this week. And if you don't already have a language tool with Spirit, create one. Create one. It can be so simple. A lot of people use feathers. You can totally use a feather. If you're like, oh, okay, well, today I'll find a feather then, if that's the answer. Or whatever. It's up to you to establish the groundwork, the boundaries. It's like writing an alphabet between you and Spirit so that you can communicate. Wow. You're really being invited into meditation. If you do not have a meditation practice and you find it difficult, find yourself a nice guided meditation here on YouTube or any app that you have that does it, because I feel like in this guided meditation, you're going to find what you need. You really are. And sometimes when you have a problem and you can't sort it out and you start journaling, you start writing down the problem, and then you start writing down your ideas of what potentially could be the solution, and you start working your way through it, you will find one thing leads to another, to another, to another, and then it becomes automatic writing, and Spirit is communicating with you that way too. So that is another way, especially when you're air sign, that can really help you to connect in with Spirit. So you have the card this week for when that moon is in Scorpio, as it's wrapping up Scorpio season on Monday. The sun moves into Sagittarius first thing on Tuesday morning, but the moon is still in Scorpio, kind of carrying that energy forward for another day. We have the Mirror, other lives, past lives, dimensional lives. You are being invited through a portal. I don't know, there's so much energy around this portal. You are being invited into a portal to get the information you need for what is next, what is new, what is important. And really, if you look at it, this Two of Pentacles looks like two little portals, and this looks like a portal. There's so much portal energy here. This is most definitely a portal. You're being invited into the magical dimensions this week to really connect in with Spirit. They have something very important to tell you. And this pentacle here looks like a portal. And he's resting and he's focusing on it. Allow yourself the space to do this in. Set your intention with that new moon about what it is that you really want to create, and then look for the signs. So to dream, to intend, to look for the signs, and take the actions as you're shown. I can't tell you how much I used to ask, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And they would say, doesn't work like that. You tell us what you want, and then we'll put things in place for you. So they're asking you to tell them what you want, and then they will show you the way, and they will actually put things in order for you. Because it comes with the energy of the green man, rising energy, surge, and fertility. You're really being invited in to amazing opportunity, Aquarius. Because when that sun, so I'm going to do a new moon reading. And okay, so this to me is a sign for you, okay? So a tufted titmouse just found its way onto my deck. I put out bird feeders weeks ago and no one's noticed. The first one to show up is a tufted titmouse. So look up what the spiritual meaning of that is. She's got a little bit of, oh gosh, and she's bringing her family with her. There's so many. So they have a little bit of red, that creative energy of the sacral chakra. So it's orangey. And because they're in this gray, they're kind of got they look like cardinals. That's what they look like, but they look like gray cardinals. And so they have the white breast and the gray, so that they're always hidden from predators, right? Because if you look up, the white kind of looks lost in the sun. If they're looking down, the gray kind of gets lost. This grayish, dirty brown kind of gets lost. And their really bright color is really hidden, but it's very sacral and creative. And so going into that sacred space and really allowing yourself to receive what you need, right? They need food. And they've discovered it somehow, which makes me incredibly happy. All right, so new moon intention, that's where it is. So dream it up during Scorpio, Monday and Tuesday, with that new moon. Intend, write it down, ask for what you want, and state what you would like for the signs and the symbology to get there. You have the card of transformation. It's number 22. Nice angel number. Well, how do you want to transform your life? What do you want to transform? What do you want to manifest and create from this space? The doors are really opening for you. Pluto moves into your sign in just a couple months. Doesn't stay there very long. Gets up to, oh my gosh, gets up to 0 degrees in 22 minutes. Then it backs into Capricorn, spends the rest of the year in Capricorn, finishing up the work of Capricorn and the transformation. And then you guys get a nice long visit, and that is when things will really transform. And so there's this little dipping in energy. This is your opportunity to really dive in to what you want to do. What is your vision for the future? Why did you come here? What is the sole purpose? Because Aquarius, you are leading us into the Aquarian age. And it is your ability to see things in a different perspective, from a higher perspective, from a really distant perspective, to see what the future is. That's you guys. The moon's going to move into Capricorn on Friday night, and it'll be there Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. It's very much the energy of preparation. The next new moon will be in Capricorn after this one. And so it's kind of carrying that energy of prepping up for it. You have the card of love. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. The deer. This is gentle energy. This is sweet energy. And it's also an energy that easily hides in its environment, much like the tufted titmouse. So there's so much open to you right now, so much opportunity. Be the change. Make a change. If you want to change, you got to do something differently. So take the time, make the space to communicate with Spirit. I am going to pull cards. I do not know what I've said. I am going to pull cards for the new moon for each sign on the collective reading, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone U.S. On Sunday night, the 20th. That is got a live chat, so you just click the live chat button if you're doing it on your phone. It's easy to find it if you're on the computer. And join in the conversation. I'm on Facebook every day if you want the energy of the day. But this week, what you really need to do more than anything is to feel into your heart space. What do you want? Whatever that vision is that you see, you can manifest it and you can create it because you really are magic. You really are. All right, Aquarius. I will see you soon. You guys have a fabulous week.